And good evening, everybody. There is a lot to get to on Voices on this Tuesday night, but we're going to take some time right here off the top to talk about something that we've all experienced, yet all too often try to keep to ourselves: grief. You may have heard about the Western New York Compassion Connection, which is set to have a ceremonial grand opening tomorrow. The one-of-a-kind resource has the tagline, "Finding Hope and Healing Together." It was brought to life by a state grant that was awarded to Punt Pediatric Cancer Collaborative to expand its bereavement program beyond just pediatric cancer. Punt staff gave our Michael Schwartz a tour of the beautiful space that caters to kids, teenagers, and adults, full families, open to help any Western New Yorker experiencing grief.
We can create the most beautiful sanctuary, but we don't want this to be a place, Michael, that people hide. You know, we want it to be a place that they come to receive support so that they do feel like there's space for their grief and they do know that they have people that truly care.
We're going to hear more from Gwen and show you around this incredible place tonight at 6 o'clock. But here at 5:30, I want to play an extended portion of the conversation I had with 4 Western New Yorkers who have a close connection to this center. A dad whose teenage daughter was killed in a car crash, a mom whose little girl passed away from cancer, and 2 boys who lost their dad.
When I was in 4th grade, my father died of leukemia, and it was like, I was like, you didn't know where to go. So we went like to different organizations, like I guess help recover and recoup. But then after about 3 years, we came across Miss Marine's bookstore, and it was like really helpful. And then they started to connect with Punt, and it just became a bigger organization.
Can you tell me about your dad?
He was an officer down in Attica for a while. He served in the Air Force.
So I don't really remember a lot about my dad, but I realized he was a good man, helped out a lot.
What do you make of this place now? This
place is an amazing place. There's amazing people here. Sad stories too. Here to help though.
I feel like this place is different because there's like more people like my age, and like I am like more interconnected with more people.
You guys seem really open about this, even so much so that you're willing to sit down and do a news story about it. Why is that?
I think it's because I've met a lot of people through this place, and it's an amazing place, and it's helped me a lot. So I'm trying to help others.
How do you see yourself utilizing this place moving forward?
So I work with kids my age, and they talk about their stories and about who they lost, and it's showing me how sad that can be to me. So I can be the same as them.
How much has that helped you?
It's helped me a lot.
Same, it's helped me a lot. I mean, I've been able to, I guess, let out more emotions as I came here than the other place. So it's, I guess, more beneficial.
Do you think of how different the experience would have been without these resources? Because a lot of people go through this without that.
Yeah, I feel my experience would have been different because it's where would I have been if I haven't gone to these organizations?
So this place obviously is designed to help people through these, awful, tragic times. What would be your message to people about, if something bad happens, that this can be a resource for them?
I would say in life, stuff happens, and keeping it bottled up is just not the right thing to do. You got to be able to express yourself, and I think this place is really good with allowing you to let your emotions out and be truthful.
My daughter is Isabella Sophia. She was diagnosed with leukemia in 2016 when she was just turned 4. That's when we were introduced to Punt Pediatric Cancer Collaborative, and they followed us through her entire journey. She fought for a little over 5 years. Her body was shot. It was broken down. And so we went home with hospice care, still extremely shocked by this because we never in the 5 years dreamed that we would be in that place, but there we were. And we had very special, last, 5 days or so together. And, she passed peacefully at home in my arms. And once that happened, as soon as she went home to the Lord, it was a very, very stark realization that she didn't survive this, that all of our hopes were gone now because she was gone. Not gone from our lives, but she was just no longer physical with us. It was just at that moment in time when I realized I felt like I wasn't needed anymore. For those 5+ years, And then all of a sudden, she didn't need me anymore. And that was very, very hard pill to swallow. And there was a very, very dark emptiness within me because that was gone. And to feel like, I lost my little partner in crime because we were always together. So that was very difficult to deal with. And having the punt folks available to help us and to provide us the support that we needed at that point in time was so incredibly beneficial. Since Bella's passing, Bella's legacy is to help others. That's what she always did during her physical years, and her legacy was to continue to help children. So I continued on and was trained as a facilitator through the Dougie Center and with some other volunteers. So I help here primarily with other parents of child loss, and I help to facilitate and work in that group.
Lauren Elizabeth was 17 years old on March 7th, 2022, is when she passed away in a car accident. And those first couple of years were extremely, extremely difficult. And over time, I was introduced to Gwen, and I've now been able to support her and their cause here with the platform that I already had in place, which is the Backyard Classic. Very well-known hockey tournament for all ages that we're now supporting fully with the punt program. It all started with a lot of begging and asking my daughter to help me through the dark time that I was in. And it was bad. It was very bad.
When you think of those dark days that you just mentioned, do you think of how beneficial a place like this could have been to you, and how this will help people in the future who went through what you went through?
Very much so, yeah. So I can't wait to really witness what is going to go on here, and this is all new to me. I've never been part of a peer group, or I've never shared my stories with groups of people that have had the same loss. I've always shared my story with people that really can't understand where I'm coming from. So I am looking forward to that.
Can you imagine having gone through the loss without that support that you experienced?
No, not at all. Knowing that there are many, many, many other families who are suffering some sort of bereavement, some sort of loss, and having that connection has really helped myself and my family. And that's something we continue to rely on day in and day out. Be with others who can support you and can be a shoulder for you as well. And I just really hope the word does get out and people seek out this place, because this is a place of belonging. It's a place where people who are truly hurting from grief can come and still be themselves and leave knowing that they have the support that they need to get through every day. Knowing that there's a place that we can be and people who we can be around who understand. And that means the world to us.